Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Southern Ohio Prepping. Thank you so much for joining me. Miss Patty. What, Mickey? I'm so glad to see y'all here. Awesome, awesome. So, today is Thursday. Crap. Where did the week go? Oh my goodness. I have been pretty buried at work. Yeah. Miss Pat, oh my goodness. I'm so glad. Hey, Adam. Yes, Patty. So I don't have any storms down here in the way down here in the south. Way down here. Yeah. So before I get too far into this, y'all let me know how the sound is and how is the video and all that kind of stuff. Oh, before trying to check and make sure everything is going like it's supposed to. I'm exhausted. Yeah. Bad storm hit 8 miles away from me. Power outages, damages, and golf ball size hail. Oh my goodness. Dang. Thanks, Southern Ohio Prepping. Miss Pat, are you getting weather too? I know you said you're safe, but are you getting bad weather over there? Up there? Yeah. So I did have some weather come through. Um, was it yesterday? Golly, my days are running together. What day is it? Look, I had to set an alert on my phone so that I wouldn't forget that I'm supposed to go live tonight. That's how bad it is, right? Hey Jay, how are you? Another wave of bad storms may come through. Currently under a tornado watch. Oh dang. Southern Ohio says storms here will move in during the next few hours. Crap. Yeah, not good. Not good. So, yesterday I think is when we had some weather come through, but I mean, today the sun was shining and the sun was shining and it's freaking hot in Louisiana. Can I tell you, the humidity is ridiculous, right? I've been in Tennessee for, can y'all believe it's been a year that I've been in Tennessee? So you forget about the humidity until you come back in it, right? And I'm like, oh, it's hot. It's hot. Yeah. Yeah, so I had to make an alert so I wouldn't forget. Um, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. My internet, though, after my brother came and worked on my hotspot that I use for work, I've not had any more glitches. Um, and from what I can tell, the live stream looks pretty clear. I don't see any buffering or anything. So that's always good. That's always good. Tornadoes all around me today, but my peeps and I are okay. Nice. Nice. Yeah. So, dealing with, I'm still at mom's, as y'all can tell from my lovely background, right? This picture right here is me and 3 kids. Yep, from like 100 years ago. So, oh my goodness, 5 dead. Holy cow. And where is that, Patty? That's scary. That is scary. So, while I wait on her to respond, so I'm still at mom's and still waiting, dealing right with lawyers and my brothers and probating the will and um, uh, getting the will finalized and papers signed and all that. Oh, not sure. Okay. Tornadoes around are tolerable. When they roll over the top of you is when the trouble starts. You think, Jay? Do you think? Hey, Dad on YouTube, how are you? Thank you very much for joining me, for sure. Um, yeah, all over Alabama. Yeah. Um, and then you're all sky warmed up. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's too funny. Okay, absolutely. Yeah, be safe for sure. Yeah, Dad, you're doing okay? Awesome. Head down and watching the sky. Absolutely. So it's all above me, I guess, because like I said, we don't have any weather here. So, but it did rain some. But I mean, rain is not nothing, just a little inconvenient. Oh, nice, nice, Adam. One of these days, one of these days, I will be in a place where I can set up my radios. You know, in Ohatchee, Alabama. Wow. Oh my goodness. Northeast of Birmingham. Dang it, Miss Pat. Yeah, that's bad. Um, I was going to say about my radios. So they're all packed up in the camo camper on Josh's property. So the intention was to, um, get on Josh's property and get a tower up and have my radio working, But then plans change. Just when you think you know what you're going to do, you know, you get all turned upside down and shuffled around a bit. Yep. You currently have just 2 meter radios and wanting to get a decent 10-meter radio. Absolutely. Yeah. Um, so I've got the perfect tower here. It's like, I don't know, it's almost 40 feet in the air. Um, my brother came and put it together and put my antenna from a hotspot up at the top of that tower. So I wonder if when I leave, can I sneak that and take it? He'd probably kill me. But it works really good, you know. Um, the Ranger RC, is that RCI or RC1? RCI 2950. I haven't heard of that one. Southern Ohio, I haven't. Um, DMR. Oh, I don't want to know nothing about DMR. I don't want it. I can't want it. Storms have been coming through here for hours. No let up for more than a few minutes. Holy cow. Thanks for joining us, Mary Beth. I'm glad you are good to go. Just be safe. Yeah, you're right, Mickey. I could be gone in a flash. I've been known to do that a time or two. Grab my crap, put it in my vehicle, and be gone. I'm good at that. Yeah, absolutely. So, hey Dee, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Um, yeah. Or I get invited to leave, and then I'm like, okay, let me get my stuff. My stuff is. Um, so this week I had, except for today, well, I had to go to the lawyer's office several times today for signing papers and coordinating and all that with my brothers, um, to get paperwork signed. Um, and still, still not finished with that. It's really, I guess, I don't know. I guess I've not been, um, dealing with death certificates and all that, but I had no idea that it takes as long as it does to get a death certificate back, right? So I called the funeral home today to check on the status, and the coroner hasn't even signed off. So I'm like, really? Uh, yeah. Yes, I did, Southern Ohio, and I have it packed up. I have it packed up. It will be deployed when I get to Arkansas because it is an awesome system. Yes, it is. Hey, Common Man, how are you? Yeah, thank you for joining me. The Securo system is a good one. Yeah, for security. I like being able to see, what's out there without having to be out there, right? So, um, and the range is pretty good on that. Um, did you, Adam? Yeah, I never had a clue. I mean, I haven't dealt with that, so I'm like, what? What? But you know, the wheels of, what do they call it? Not necessarily justice, but you know, red tape, I guess is what you call it. Um, but I had, except for today, I had provider meetings all week long. So, um, my brain is fried because when you're in a provider meeting with a provider and they're arguing with you, and I'm like, no, that's not right either. Where are you from? I'm from Louisiana. You got a problem with it? Oh my god. Um, let's see. You had over 150 foot with no problems on the reception. Are you serious? Southern Ohio? Is that on the Securo? Did you have one like that? Because that's a long way. That's a really good range. Just heard on M tiers that we have 60 to 75 mile an hour winds coming. Dang it. Hmm. Yeah. My dad made me the executor of his will. I don't want to be. Absolutely. I have no doubt. I agree with you 100%, Jay. 100%. So I'm the oldest, and I was made the executor. and I don't want it. I don't give a crap, you know. But it creates hard feelings, you know. Yes, I show it on the videos I did on both of the systems they have. Okay, awesome, awesome. Yeah, it was a good system. Um, and like I said, I will be deploying that in Arkansas when I get to the Arkansas property. I did talk to Josh. You know, Josh went back to Tennessee because he had to go back to work. So, you know, I've been talking to him. He's trying to find somebody to help him get the hitch in his truck um, and you know, working on that part of it. And then the dump trailer that we had on loan from somebody. I asked him. I said, "Okay, so what's the deal with that? Are we over that? What where are we at on that?" And he said, "I got that MFR delivered. There you go." I'm like, "Thanks." Yeah. So um, so he's working on getting the hitch in the back of his truck, and when he gets the hitch, the first thing that's going to happen is my fifth wheel is coming. My fifth wheel is going to be trucking on down the interstate, and I'll be waiting on it in Arkansas because I'm so over this. I'm just yeah. Not in Arkansas, Adam. He is going to Lowe's in northern Louisiana, so it's like right there at the border. I mean, it's like 10 miles. You know. Yes, my camper's a fifth wheel. It's freaking huge. So, um, after he gets done, he got part of the work done on the hitch for the back of his truck. He had a gooseneck. Now, y'all know I'm not mechanically inclined, so I'm gonna try to splain. Hey D, how are you? So he has a gooseneck in the back in the bed of his truck. So he bought a companion hitch that goes into the gooseneck, and yeah. So the connection, no, gooseneck's fine. I mean, my camper's a fifth wheel, but Josh's truck already had it was already set up to do gooseneck, right? So we did the companion for the so it would be able to pull the fifth wheel and a gooseneck. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, you know. But anyway, the thing in the bed of the truck was round, and he needed one that was square. So we got the hitch put together, but the connection that goes down into the bed of his truck is not the right one. That's what he's having to replace. He's having to replace the round connection with a square connection. And that's all. That's the extent of my knowledge on that. But once he gets that done, then the next thing is to replace the tires on the fifth wheel camper because they have not. I didn't replace them. They were on it when I bought it, so I don't know how old they are, and I'm not going to trust them to come down the interstate without issues. So he's going to buy new tires to put on the fifth wheel, and then when he does that, then his 2 week notice should be over in Tennessee, and he can hook on to the fifth wheel. And well, he's got to take the deck apart. I forgot about the deck. So the deck on the front of my fifth wheel camper, he's got to pull it out. It's not attached to the camper, but it's like right up there to it. So he's got to pull it out and take it apart, and then hook onto it, and then he can come. So I'll be really glad when that part is over because I can pull. I mean, I've pulled my camper myself, you know, and Josh's camper is a bumper pull. But that fifth wheel is a whole different ball game, y'all. I mean, it's big. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm like, I need to make a trip to Tennessee so I can drive the excursion and bring something back, right? Pull something back like a trailer, a camper. We got freaking four of them, right? Um, do something like that so that there will be somebody behind him pulling that big old camper because it's big. So, yeah, it scares me. But I mean, he's like, it's nothing but a thing. Like, okay, great. Anyway, just the mama coming out in me. But once he gets that, I will be ready to go to Arkansas and not be here at mom's because mom's is not the same anymore, you know. The only two people I have to deal with here are my brothers, and I don't like them. So, hey JIT, how are you? I'm so glad you're home. I'm so glad you could join me. Thank you so much. Anyway, yeah, so that's where we're at on that. So I had mentioned before, and I forget what day it was I went live. I can't remember now. That I was going to start over on my food stores, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, um, and how my plan is going to go, and how I'm going to go about replacing all the food that I had stored up. Hey P2E, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me. For sure. Awesome, awesome. So whenever you oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Adam. Yeah, me and my brothers are not close. We're not close. We've never been close. Well, they're only my half brothers, so that's part of it. Um, but we're not close. But we all own this house together, and it's a beautiful place. But it's mom's not here, and I just don't want to be here anymore. Yeah. So anyway, about the food storage. So I lost all the food that I had stored, um, and I'm having to start over on that. Well, you get overwhelmed when you have the thought that I have to have all the stuff, all the sugar and all the wheat and all the salt and all that. So I kind of broke it down to, well, for one thing, I don't eat lentils. You can have them on hand for other people, like some, not freaking 50 pounds, right? There's no sense in it if you're not going to eat them, you know, um, to have that many lentils on hand. Um, understand how you feel. Yes, absolutely, Jay. That is exactly how I feel right there. Yep. It is a nice home, Adam. It's beautiful here, but you know, you know how they say a house is not the home. You know, it's just a house, right? So that's the way I feel right about now. Yeah. Um, but anyway, about the lentils, I don't like lentils. I can eat lentils if I had to, but it's not my preference, right? So that is not on my list of the first things that I need to obtain are lentils. Everybody talks about lentils, lentils, and I'm just like, I don't want no lentils. So I decided to take it, step by step, just like I did before. But before I was kind of panicky because I didn't really know what I was doing. So um, I decided to take it week by week or paycheck by paycheck. And so what did I get this week, right? So I got 25 pounds of sugar and I got 20 pounds of what? Black eyed peas. So that's the only two things that I was able to get this week. And I know that it's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but when you ain't got jack, you know, so that's what I started with. And then next week, I will add to that, something else, pinto beans or rice or, whatever else is next on my list. But I started. So, you know, that's to me, that's the important thing is I stopped putting it off, right? Like everything can be fixed and we can move on and let's do this and let's do that. No, I'm done. So starting was the major step for me, right? It kind of made it official. Does that make sense? That I'm now starting over and I've started, right? Not that I'm going to start or I'm going to do this. That is one thing that irritates the shit out of me is somebody that says, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. Well, I've started. So, not much, I understand. Yes, Folgers, yes. Can I tell you how much Folgers I gave up in this process? Yeah. Yes, I do still have the freeze dryer, Southern Ohio, um, and that is going to play an important part in my food storage when I get to the property. I have it in my camper, and I've actually freeze dried some bell pepper that I got from Bumblebee Junction. Um, so it turned out really good. I mean, it turned out fabulous. They gave me a whole box when I was in Tennessee. They gave me a whole box of um, green green bell peppers, and I diced them up using my Vidalia onion slap chopper, slap, slap, pop, pop, and put them in the trays and got them freeze dried, and they turned out perfect, perfect. So, um, yeah. So P2E, I'm kind of lost. How did you lose your food stores? So whenever me and X broke up, I owed money, so I forfeited all the food storage that I had in exchange payment for a debt. So I'm starting over on that, and that was my choice. Um, but I was like washing my hands of the whole thing, and I just said, "You keep it, and we'll go from here." Um, yes, yes. Baby steps, absolutely. JIT. Thanks, Patty. Yeah, and you know, I know that it's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's a beginning. So, cooking chicken broth down right now, and we'll pressure can them tomorrow. That is awesome, Patty. So, I cannot wait to start my canning process. All of the pork butt roast that was canned and the chicken that was canned. It is it's such a secure feeling when you have that sort of stuff on your shelves, prepared, ready to go, and, not only for convenience, but power outages and things like that. You don't have to worry about it falling out, you know. Um, um, just go pull it off the shelf and, cook it outside or cook it on the wood cook stove or whatever, and have a meal with your stuff that you already have prepared. It's such a secure feeling. And I know there's some people that can't look at a jar of canned chicken. Baby, I can. Anyway, um, yeah, that's good stuff. Absolutely. So whenever I get to the Arkansas property, I can start over on that whole process. Canning up, the pork butt roast, the chicken, the bacon, canning bacon. It turned out fabulous, the bacon that I had canned, you know. Um, and the way that I canned it, it preserves. It's fabulous. It's fabulous, and it tastes really good when you open that jar and it's already cooked. You know. Um, oh, tornado warning for Lewis, Wayne, and Perry County in Tennessee. Oh dang, that's not good. Yes. Oh, thanks, JIT. One chicken carcass and the feet from our meat birds from last fall. That's awesome. Now, I haven't done the feet yet. Whenever I did my meat birds, I discarded all that. But you have to realize I didn't know what the crap I was doing. So, I find, and I've had this happen a lot of times in my life. Somebody will say, "Well, you can't do that." Well, by God, you just watch, you just hide and watch, you know. And so I will do it. It may not be correct, but I will do it. So when I did my meat birds, I didn't save the feet, and I didn't. Um, I skinned them because I didn't want to do all that plucking. So, and I didn't eat the skin at that time anyway. So I didn't do it the best way, but I did do it right. Um, so same thing with my bees. When I first got my bees, I had so many people tell me, "You are too fat. You are not going to be able to do bees." Well, by God, you just sit behind over there behind that bush and watch me, and I'll show you. So yeah, bees. I started out and I didn't know what I was doing, but I did it, and it did fine. So um, yes, Southern Ohio bacon, bacon. So I figured out, and I forget who I watched. I don't know. I can't remember. I watched several different people when I was researching because bacon is not one of those things that's approved. Okay. The FDA doesn't recommend that you can bacon. So I was a rebel canner, so to speak. And I watched several people, different ways that they did canned bacon. And the way that I did mine, I cooked it first. And there's a video on my other channel, and I need to pull that video um, over to this channel. But I did it in parchment paper, and it was already cooked, and it didn't have a lot of bacon fat in the jar. So, very little bacon fat. So, I think that because all of that bacon fat is not in the jar, that it doesn't go rancid. As they say, canning bacon with a lot of fat in it can go rancid over time. Well, the way I did my bacon, it didn't have a lot of bacon fat left in the jar. So, and it's fabulous. When you open that jar of bacon and you pull it out and it's in the parchment paper and you unwrap it, and all you have to do is heat it up, and putting that bacon on a burger or on a sandwich, you just have to, heat it up a little bit, and it's fabulous. Such a good idea. And I'm so proud of myself the way it turned out. So I will be needing to add canned bacon back to my food storage. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, you have yours butchered by the Amish and they clean the feet and they're full of rich goodness. So the feet actually release a lot of good things in broth, right? They're not something that the weak stomached person that can't look at a jar of chicken, they're not good to look at, but they actually have good things in them. So I totally agree with you, Patty. Yeah. Bees, you're still only holding the camera inside at the window. Chicken liver. You chicken liver? Come on, Adam. Yeah. You only get stung a time or two. I mean, golly. But anyway, yeah, bacon is a good thing. A good thing to can. And there are no Amish down here. Nowhere. You know? Mennonites. We had Mennonites process the deer that Dad and I killed last year. Seems they did a pretty good job. That's awesome. See, we don't have down here in the way down south. Tennessee is south, but then where I'm at is like way down south, right? um, we don't have Mennonites. There's no Amish here. They're all further north than where I am, but that's all right. That's all right. Spicy can use your magic marker to color the queen bee. Too funny. Oh, yeah. So, um, we're going to have to make several trips back and forth to Tennessee to get everything that we, you know, took up there to Josh's property. My wood cook stove. Um, Absolutely, Adam. Absolutely. I'm back in the flatlands. Yep. It is definitely flat here. But that's okay. That's okay. You know, this is where people love me. So it's okay. um, so my wood cook stove, I was so excited when I was able to get that, and I cannot wait um, to put it over at the cabin at the Arkansas property. Um, to be able to cook on it, even in the summertime, it will be outside. It will have to be outside because um, in the South, there's very little amount of time that it is cold enough to use a wood cook stove inside. So that's why I got it when I was in Tennessee. The intent was to have the wood cook stove heat the interior of the cabin because it's colder a lot longer up there. Um, Aw, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Oh, yeah, Miss Pat. Thanks, ma'am. Yep, that's what I did. I rolled it in a parchment paper. Um, so the intent was to use the wood cook stove to heat the interior of the cabin that we put on Josh's property in Tennessee. So with bringing it way down south, way, way, way down south, it's not cold here very often at all. There's not very much um, winter here, so it's going to have to be outside. But that's okay because I like cooking on a wood cook stove. I just like it. Yep. Um, some people like going to the theater, and some people like to go shopping, and I like to be able to bake bread in a wood cook stove. Yep. I have issues, I know. Yep, yep. So next week, I think I'm going to try to add salt, and the wheat, excuse me, the wheat berries. I think I'm going to try to add 1 container of wheat berries and salt. So that's going to be my plan for next week. So y'all wish me luck. And next week on my chat, I'll let you know if I was able to keep, you know, to do that. But I think it's interesting. Cooking on and in cast iron is just something dreams are made of. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I've got cast iron that came from my grandmother, and it, like the video that I did here at Mom's, um, the cast iron is so seasoned, nothing sticks to it. The secret to keeping your cast iron in good shape is don't use soap. That's one of the key things. Well, I'm sure other people have opinions, but my opinion is the key thing with cast iron is don't use soap. Um, Soap will remove the seasoning from your cast iron, and you can actually end up with rust in your cast iron. So, um, your wife and son are Chinese? Really? That's awesome, Common Man. Eat chicken feet all the time. It's like a special food. Okay. I don't think I want to eat any chicken feet. Mm-mm. But they make good stock. They make good stock. Dutch oven cooking? Absolutely, Jay. Absolutely. The war between the states could fire up again if you discuss cleaning and seasoning of cast iron. Absolutely. That is absolutely true, Jay. Yep. They say to add pink salt to the keto. Hey, Jin Jin, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me. So get some. Yes, pink salt is good. Good stuff. Yeah. Um, so the salt that I get, it will be a combination. I like to have on hand the the non-iodized salt, like the canning salt, because it can be used for canning or cooking. Um, and then the pink salt, I like. I do a lot of keto off and on, depending on how much weight I gain, right? So the pink salt is has minerals, and I put it in my water sometimes. If you start cramping at night, do you have cramps, Miss Pat? Um, you can add the pink salt, just a little dash. You don't taste it. It's not like drinking salty water, but it adds the minerals to your water and helps you when you're starting keto, and cutting out all the sugar and everything. So pink salt will be on the list to get, but the non-iodized salt and the canning salt, that will be my focus for this week. I actually already, when I went um, last week, I think, or week before, I got a big container of the pink salt, and it comes in one of those things from Walmart that has the twist thing. And yeah, Jay, yeah, cramps suck. Cramps suck. Yes. So when you cut out all the sugar and you cut out all the carbs and you're going through that transition, Um, you get cramps in your legs, you get cramps in your fingers, you get cramps in your feet. Um, so the salt is what you're lacking. Yeah. No salt, a good alternative, and will do the same thing. Well, the no salt is a good potassium replacement. You can use that in your water. Um, but as far as um, using it for, like everything that you would use regular salt for, um, I don't think I don't agree with that, Southern Ohio. But the no salt is a good alternative for a potassium replacement, because if you look at no salt, it is potassium. So sprinkling that in your water would be a good alternative to for a way to get potassium. But the pink salt has minerals in it that you need as well. Yes, the keto flu. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. And that's what you call it. It's what it's called when you're cutting out all the sugar and you're going through the brain fog and the cramping and all that. That's what it's called. It's the keto flu. Um, keep a bottle of no sugar Gatorade around just in case. Yes. Well, I can tell you, Jay. So let me give you my um, treatment for a freaking cramp that wakes you up in the middle of the night, right? So it is apple cider vinegar, straight. So may I post a link to my OneDrive? Have over 2,000 perfect homestead articles stored there for anyone who would like. Yes, absolutely, D. Heck yes. That is awesome. Thanks, ma'am. So in the middle of the night, back to the cramp, right? You wake up in the middle of the night and your leg is locked up and you're like dying, you know. I use apple cider vinegar in my water or in my tea. The reason I add just like a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar to my tea is because apple cider vinegar helps you process protein when you're on the keto diet. You cut out all the carbs and you're eating more protein. So apple cider vinegar helps your body process protein. Um, after you got diagnosed with type 2, lost about, oh, that is awesome, Jay. Heck yes. Yes, that is awesome. So anyway, when you're in the I don't know, in the clutches of a cramp, right? Um, oh my goodness, Wayne County. Are any of y'all close to Wayne County? Please, please get to safety. Awesome. Thanks, Dee. So when back to the cramp. If you're in the clutches of a cramp in the middle of the night, I will grab a bottle of apple cider vinegar in the event I don't have pickles. Okay, my first choice, because apple cider vinegar will make you cringe, my first choice is pickle juice. If I wake up in the middle of the night and I have a cramp in, wherever in my leg, most of the time it's in my leg. So my first choice is to grab pickle juice and drink pickle juice, and it will take care of the cramp. But if I don't have um, pickle juice, apple cider vinegar will work too. And I have drank apple cider vinegar straight from the bottle. But once you get it down your throat, your cramp will go away. I promise. So I know it's, horrible, tastes horrible, but, I don't care. When you're in the clutches of a cramp, you got to get it to stop. And oh, Jay, that's funny. You are a nut job. Those decisions, what takes priority? Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, you're fine. You're fine, Adam. Keep us posted. Absolutely. We don't care about the cats. You can holler at me all day. Potassium and calcium. Yeah, absolutely. So, um, apple trees, I think, are important. And why are apple trees important? Because with apple trees comes apples, and with apples come apple peelings, right? And apple peelings and a little dash of sugar, you have apple cider vinegar, right? So that's kind of my thought process on that. Lemons. So I've been watching. What is his name? Um, I can't remember. I can't remember the channel I've been watching. Um, Toes to your nose will help stop leg cramps. Patty, look at me. My toes, my nose does not go to my toes, darling. It just doesn't happen that way. Yeah. Charlie horses, 2 bananas a day, or take potassium supplement. Yep, that's true. Good night, Mary Beth. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Baron, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Adam is posting updates from Alabama on the weather situation. So if you are anywhere in that vicinity, please be safe. That's for sure. But the channel, lemons, I think, is a good fruit tree to have. So I'm hoping that I can get a cutting from this guy that has mature lemon trees. So, when you go to um, like Lowe's or a nursery or whatever, and you get, oh, a lemon tree, and it's this big. Um, Stop it, Jay. Oh, golly. Anyway, um, you get those lemon trees from the nursery, they're little. Those are new lemon trees. So, but when you take a cutting from a mature tree and you plant that cutting or root that cutting, it produces apple or it produces lemons or fruit the first year. So, so I'm trying to keep an eye on the channel that I can't remember the name of the channel, right? Anyway, y'all get what you pay for. I can't remember it. Anyway, um, so if you take a cutting from a mature tree and grow that, it can produce fruit the first year. So I'm keeping an eye on the website to see if I can get a cutting from a Meyer lemon tree and grow some lemons. Yeah. You just got in from a drive to Nashville. Okay, awesome. Well, at least you got where you were going, Baron. Now that I think about it, that might make you forget about the leg cramps. You think? What leg cramps? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Golly. Yep. That's funny stuff. Yeah. Anyway, uh, um, but I'm hoping I can do that and maybe grow some lemons. I think lemons is good and apples. Yep. Whatever else. I watched, and I've never. Okay, right. I'm from way down in the south, right? So I've never ate ground cherries. So I watched Bumblebee Junction's video on ground cherries. I watched um, Rain Country. I watched her video um, on ground cherries. I've never eat a ground cherry. So, and Josh does not like tomatoes. So I'm thinking that if I can find ground cherries, okay, okay, Southern Ohio. If I can find ground cherries for him to try, he might like them. So, um, and they're real easy to grow, and they are heat resistant. They don't suffer real bad in the heat. So I thought maybe I would try to grow some of them. Um, oh, yep, Jay, you might want to pay attention. Mm, yep. But anyway, I'm hoping to get to where I need to be. I kind of feel like I'm in a holding pattern, um, here at mom's and not, I don't want to plant anything outside um, because I don't want to be here, right? So I'm kind of in a holding pattern um, until I can get to Arkansas. And then I can start planning and doing and have things to share, instead of talk about it. So aggravating. But anyway, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll be fine. You've grown them in South Louisiana with success. Ground cherries, D? That's awesome to know, lady. Heck yes. Doesn't, yes, it does, JIT. Makes you forget about everything. Hmm. I don't know anything about that, Southern Ohio. So let me tell you, I work for a healthcare facility, right? So all of that is, I don't touch any of that stuff. I'd be the first one that they send this little notice to that says, hey, guess what? You've been selected for a random drug test. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. That's right, Miss Pat. Someone beat me to the improved, upgraded Alice pack. They call it a Malice pack. Think part of my stimulus check will go to one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I got plans for my stimulus check too. So here's a question for you on that um, subject, the stimulus check. So when you get your stimulus, does it take the place of your regular, um, like federal return, your federal income tax? Because that's been forever. Yeah? Oh, yeah? Southern Ohio? Take a little jar of it with you for the drug test. No. Yeah, I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that. I deal too much with doctors and, um, well, see, that was my thought, Jay, that, but when you do your income tax return electronically, it's supposed to be there and back fairly quickly. Well, it's not. So I'm like, okay. So I told Josh the other day, I said, hey, did they take the federal return and keep it so they could send me a stimulus? Because, anyway, it is legal in all 50 states. Okay. Yep. Two separate things. Yep. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Tell them, hey, I've been using this stuff, so if I test positive, this is why. Well, I'm going to tell you, you think I'm joking, but when you eat a poppy seed bun, a poppy seed muffin with poppy seeds on the top of it, you better let them know because you'll test positive. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I haven't done it, but there was someone that tested at the same time I did, and they had like 4 of those poppy seed muffins the day before, and they tested positive. So, yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go, P to E. Yeah. Be safe, Adam. Be safe. And keep your head down. Yeah. I've heard about guys testing positive after eating poppy seed buns. Mom makes a a killer poppy seed bread. Just can't. You can't eat it anymore. Oh dang. So Miss Pat, you remember back the first stimulus that come out? So my mom didn't fill out a tax return, and I got her to actually fill out a tax return. She didn't have any income because her income was Social Security, so it was all not reported, and therefore she was exempt from paying income tax, but she filed the return anyway. When she filed the return, she didn't owe anything, she didn't get anything back, but they did send her a stimulus because she did file a return. So, my suggestion to you is check and see if you can file, and this is the way I think about it, file a dummy return, even though um, you don't pay taxes or you don't fill out an income tax every year. You can fill out a dummy return and get your stimulus that way because they'll have an income tax form on file for you. I would ask that you check into that because I did it for mom and she got one. Um, yes. You got yours yesterday. The IRS refund will probably be about a month. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. There you go. Miss Pat, get on it. Get on it. Yep. Go to the IRS website and fill out a tax return or do whatever thing they tell you to do on the website if you don't normally file a tax return so you can get your stimulus. Yep, yep. So if we can help get Miss Pat taken care of, that will be our feel good for the day. How about that? Yep, absolutely. Well, I've been hanging on to mine, D. Um, you know, when I get to the oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So what kind of greenhouse did you get, D? I've been hanging on to mine because when I get to the Arkansas property, there's going to have to be septic put in there. So even though I just freaking paid, for septic on Josh's property, I didn't pay for the whole thing, but me and Josh together, we did the septic on the Tennessee property. We're going to have to do it on the Arkansas property. So there's going to have to be a septic system put in there. So I've kind of been holding on to my money. Um, you know, yeah. Anyway, D says she built a greenhouse. So that's what I was asking Miss D. What kind of greenhouse did you get? Did you get a kit, or did you just build it like, um, not in a kit? Build it yourself, so to speak. Because I've been trying to figure out um, the so even though we're in the way down south, right? I still think that a greenhouse would be advantageous if it has some protection and to protect your plants from storms, you know. Free plans online called the Anna White Greenhouse. You can modify it like you want. She was in Alaska, so it had no vents, but we added them. Oh, that is so stinking smart. Yes, absolutely. We use the clear corrugated roofing material on it. Yep, good idea. Because the when I get on the Arkansas property, the cabin is over at the back of the property and there's no electricity back there. So I'm thinking that if there's going to have to be gutters placed on the cabin to do rain catchment. Hey, Linda, how are you? Yes, Homestead Heart is an awesome channel. Yes. Yep, I watch her quite a lot. Yes, yes. She is my one of my favorite channels to watch. So, um, okay, so I've never eaten a pawpaw. I don't know what that tastes like, Baron. I don't know what a pawpaw tastes like. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Jay, go get some pickles. Do you have any pickles in the fridge? Take you a big old swig of pickle juice. Awesome. Yay, Miss Pat. Oh, golly. I need a moderator. That's what I need. Because, home dude with hell, whatever that is, I ain't got time for you. I ain't got no time. No time for that. Yeah, I do. Banana, vanilla, persimmons are sour. Yeah, now I watched Deep South. Crap. All right, so who can I make a moderator, please? Because this dude here is like, I have to stab him with a knife. How do I? Thanks, Common Man. I appreciate you very much. Yeah, you do that. Cause have to fight raccoons, possum, deer, and other people and critters for ripe persimmons. You know, the deer love persimmons. Can I tell you? I had a persimmon tree beside the trailer in Dubach. Do you remember? Or I don't know if y'all remember, but anyway, um, the deer love persimmons. Yeah. Baron. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Mickey. You are awesome, lady. Golly. Freakazoid? Yeah. Yeah. So back to the pawpaw, right? So I saw somebody on this other channel talking about pawpaws, and I'm like, are you talking about mayhaws? Well, come to find out, pawpaw is something different than a mayhaw. So I've never eaten a pawpaw. Yeah. So I don't know what they taste like, but anyway, be something to look into anyway. Absolutely. Pawpaw grow good. What's with the broken English, Baron? Come on now. Do they grow in the South really good, like the way down south? You know, you have kind of south, which is Tennessee, but the way down south is where I am. So they're easy to pick. Awesome. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mickey. Golly. Ah, yeah. So I don't know anything about a pawpaw, but I've heard of them, but I have never eaten them. So there's a heat limit. Oh, that's great. Yeah, persimmons is good. Yeah, it's a native tree. Awesome. Awesome. Good information, that's for sure. Yep, yep. All right, y'all. I think how long have I been here? Do y'all know? I can't tell. I just been rattling off. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna draw it to a close, and I cannot tell you how happy I am that y'all decided to come hang out with me tonight. Yep. So I will see you again next week, same time, same channel, and we can all catch up again. And I've been using StreamYard, so it's working fine. Um, so if anybody wants to join me, let me know, and I can send you a link and you can join me in the live stream. Because I was really concerned that StreamYard wouldn't do as well because of the sucky internet that I have, but it seems to be doing fine. So I'm really excited about that. You are welcome, Linda. Uh, yep. All right, y'all. I am going to close it out, and I hope that you all have a good rest of your night and a good weekend. And I will see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. Okay? All right, guys. See you later.